When you're blue and kinda lonely too, you'll find a smile will go a long, long way. Though you're down, don't sit around and frown. A little smile will go a long, long way. Never grieve, just try to make believe the sky is blue, although you know it's gray. Don't you find it's just a waste of time? You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.
Time again, it's Ron and Jen's Great Escape. It's our effort to turn the news frown upside down. We try very, very hard. And radio is present right here because soon we'll be returning to the airwaves.
Yes.
The actual airwaves, not
Yeah,
podcast airwaves.
we sure are.
And we'll be on WADK out of Newport, but it's 1540. And you can listen live. But the great thing now is you can listen to any radio station, no matter what the power, across the fruited plain. Because you can just log on to the app or WADK.com and wherever you are. That's the place to be.
It is.
You know, as Cianci once said, everybody has to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Isn't that profound?
Wow. And there's a nice listen live button.
Yeah, it's
That's
easy.
it.
So,
All you got to do is click that button, and
there
then
we are.
you're in.
Crystal clear.
And
no
you
matter.
can call us, too. Did
Yes.
you tell them that?
Yes, you can call in, too. We're
Yeah.
looking forward to that. And that all begins on Saturday, 1 to 3 p.m., Saturday afternoons, and it starts the Saturday after the Super Bowl. We figure we let you get over the wings and the hangover, and we start on the 19th of February. Be there, aloha. And I mentioned Cianci's name.
Yeah.
What a mess, Providence. What a mess after the snowstorm.
Oh, I won't drive.
And as we record
it.
this,
Won't drive through it.
as we track this, it's the 3rd day of February.
Yeah. Yeah.
They still can't park their cars. Laura's a terrible job. Cianci always used to say this.
Yeah.
All you got to do is clear the snow, fill in the potholes, right? Plow that snow, pick up the trash.
Wow.
Those are the 3. That's the trifecta right there. And everybody's
He's not
going to love
doing
you.
much. I have to say, Alorza is such a disappointment. But I guess, I mean, when you put people in positions of leadership that don't have a whole lot of experience, and it just seems as though he's just in over his head. I feel
Well, the snow piles are over his head, that's
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I've always kind of felt that. I gave him about 6 to 8 months, and then I said, dude, what's going on?
People are pissed in Providence.
I mean, it's a mess. It is. And so
Pick up the garbage,
I'm not interested in going into Providence at all anymore for anything.
clear the snow, and lastly,
Pick up the garbage.
and
Did you say
fill
that?
up those potholes. That's the trifecta.
Wow.
Garbage, snow, potholes.
You know what's a hot mess, too, is Route 6. I know for those of you that watch this and you have no idea because you don't live around here, but, I mean, our highways, that 95 and Route 6 and all of the exit 22 to get on there, all of that is such a mess, Ronzo.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, okay, whatever, but it's a mess.
So Providence is in need of a plow.
Yeah.
Now the plastic bag ban apparently is back on the table in Rhode Island.
Oh.
It's been decades since the General Assembly first considered that.
I like that.
But you got 17 communities right now left to their own, and they've decided no mas when it comes to plastic bags. And I mean, that includes Newport, Providence, Cranston. So it's more than half the state's population. You're banned from using plastic bags. I mean, just what are these lawmakers doing? Just okay, across the board, you got to go. You can't do plastic anymore.
Well, I'm not.
How about a little consistency is all I'm asking for.
Yeah, well, Ron, you're asking a lot. But, only about 10% of what we recycle gets really recycled.
That's true.
And that is a really sad number when you think about what's in our oceans. And if you think that people don't dump, trash in oceans in mass, I mean, it's unbelievable what we are doing to the environment. So while I used to be hardcore, what was that group called? I used to have a hat.
Sienna Club? Sierra Club? Was that what it's called? Sienna or Sierra?
There was one other group I don't even know that I was involved in, and they were just basic environmental terrorists.
She had a hat, so she
did.
was involved.
I did.
I love that.
Well, I used to donate money.
Well, I'm
and
involved.
stuff,
I got a hat.
But nowadays, I mean, we really don't do much. We just want convenience, and that's plastic everything.
Yep.
What isn't plastic, and what isn't made in China? I mean, think about it.
Stay with local. The interim Rhode Island health director is definitely optimistic.
Greenpeace, that's what it was.
Greenpeace, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely optimistic. The health department's director, Dr. James McDonald, who is interim, And he says he doesn't want the gig full-time. He foresees the time when the world endemic, the word would be endemic and not pandemic to describe what is going on. But he also says, just a minute now, there's a caveat because it's a global issue. So basically he's saying, I'm definitely optimistic, and then he's doing a backfill. But this could happen, so it's CYA across the board, folks.
Not funny. I shouldn't be laughing.
Some things just never change. But I hope he's right. He's right. I'd much prefer to use the word endemic than pandemic. Sure. And lastly, here's no surprise because the silly season awaits us.
Yeah.
COVID-19 cases apparently, if you look at the stats, are falling in Rhode Island across the country too. But the General Assembly leaders, they don't want to curtail Governor McKee's emergency powers just yet.
Why do you think? This is really, listen, guys.
Because the silly season.
I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it. This is really starting to piss me off because our federal government is doing this and our local government is doing this. They put all these things in place and they love having this little extra bit of power, and now they don't want to relinquish it. And it's just kind of, you guys, and the thing is they're exposing themselves by doing this. But nobody's paying attention to much these days except what's in their wallet and what they can't afford, right. And their monthly budget. Think about this.
Which is blown apart.
The last two podcasts, you would think that we would have mentioned the Olympics. Nobody's watching. Is anybody watching the Olympics?
I don't like the Winter Games.
Did they start yet?
They start this weekend.
Yeah, well, they've been doing all the pre-stuff.
So to answer, they started because we're tracking this. This will run on. No, they haven't started yet because this drops on Wednesday. No,
right.
Yes, they did. Yeah, I'm all confused.
Yeah, I know, but they started some pre-stuff and they started some other, games and whatnot because they can't televise everything, and nobody cares.
I haven't cared. I haven't cared about.
I haven't seen hardly any commercials for the Olympics except for Sean.
The border.
The snowboarder.
The snowboarder.
Yeah, Sean Green. Is that his name?
I forget his name.
Whatever.
Sean. We'll just call him.
He's
Sean.
old and he's my last time in the Olympics.
Shaun of the Dead.
Whatever. So I don't want to watch.
I lost all.
Who cares?
I lost all interest in the Olympics when they allowed professional athletes to participate in the United States.
Wow.
After that, it was like, I don't care.
Well, the only story that I've been paying attention to is this one, where COVID is rising amongst the athletes and the coaching.
And they're handing out condoms, discouraging hugs.
Yes, discouraging hugs. And the anal swabs, at least for their team.
Very accurate in China.
They're back.
They are.
I hope they don't,
Their backside is what they are.
Yeah, so it's just kind of...
You do have a story in your pile about the Olympics because apparently all of the snow is going to be man-made.
Oh, yeah.
All of it.
Well, they've been tinkering
and the
with
athletes
the weather
don't.
for years.
They don't like that. The athletes don't like that. They don't like they don't like the man-made snow because apparently it just really it's difficult to navigate.
You know what I mean? The Winter Wonderland that will be the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing will be artificial. A shorter winter and less snow are the reason behind the call to create artificial snow. Obviously, it's needed for several events.
They don't like it.
A report co-authored by Georgia State University says the games will need about 49 million gallons of water, 130 fan-operated snow generators, and 300 snowmaking guns to create the 1.2 million cubic meters of snow, fake snowflakes they need for all of their events. So.
It's tricky stuff, though.
Yeah, it's much icier, they say, than the real stuff.
So it makes it much slipperier, more difficult to navigate. And lastly, before I turn it over to Jen's news...
That wasn't part of Jen's news.
No, that wasn't. But I thought it was a nice little transition tidbit because we're talking about the Olympics.
Sure.
Rhode Island's tallest buildings the tallest building tops the endangered list. And, of course, we talk about what we romantically called the Superman building, which has been black and dormant for, 15 years or something, 12 years.
I wonder if squatters are up in there.
I don't know what's up in there.
I wonder if there's anything left behind that's kind of cool and retro.
Have you ever been in that building?
I have not.
I went in that building years and years ago. I don't remember why. But it looks like a scene out of Mad Men, that TV show.
I wonder if there's old typewriters. Has everything been clear? Old desktops and chairs.
Maybe it's got
like
a shining thing going on.
Yeah, lamp fixtures. There must be something cool right
Maybe those eerie little twins, those girls are up there. They come out of the elevator.
Those, I didn't like that. And then the blood that followed
they're probably
them.
in their 70s now.
I don't like those kind of
kids are in their 70s now. Do you know why they call it the Superman building?
Because it looks like something Superman would jump off of.
It looks like the Daily Planet building.
Yeah, that's right.
From the Adventures of Superman TV show, which, by the way, was Los Angeles City Hall, actually. The actual building was Los Angeles City
lanes.
Hall. Yes.
Because the first one was too pretty. It was ticking off
Phyllis
Superman's little side dish. Well, it was the executive of the company that his wife, he was stopping.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Hollywood Kryptonite is the name of the book.
So she was jealous, and she said, shoot.
Yep. So
Mannix brought in a less attractive, more, I guess,
I thought
conservative looking.
I thought Noelle Neal was more attractive than Phyllis Coates.
Yeah, but
Phyllis
she
Coates
had
played
kind of that stick-up her keister kind of.
Phyllis Coates?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
You
did.
know what I mean? I mean, that's not a very nice way
She's
to
still
say it.
alive.
But what?
Phyllis Coates is still alive. She's the last living member of the cast of The Adventures of Superman.
And what age is Phyllis?
She's got to be in her she's got to be in mid to late 90s. I'll look it up when Jen's News premieres. I'll look it up.
That is premieres. Well, I guess it's starting right now.
It does. It is
Can we
starting
do
right
that?
now. And after that, what we're going to be talking about is a little bit of Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Who's the home team and who's the visiting team, and what color will the uniforms be, and why?
Oh.
How about that?
I didn't know that.
Now we turn to Jen's News without a musical transition.
Because I gave up on the kazoo. It's just that's yesterday's news. So all I'm going to do is say, I'm kind of a big deal, 'cause the mug says so. Yeah, it's time for Jen's News. Hygiene in Canada. Boom. There it is. All right. Well, did you know... well, first of all, do you like pineapple on your pizza?
I like pineapple on a barbecue pizza. When we have barbecue sauce and then the pineapple. On regular pizza, no.
Oh, really? See, yeah, because it's that spicy, salty, sweet thing.
Right.
But pineapple has been knocked off the throne of being America's least favorite pizza topping.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a controversial topic.
Yeah. A new survey commissioned by Donato's revealed the three least favorites in the following order.
Okay.
Anchovies.
I don't like anchovies on pizza.
That's disgusting.
Anchovies on a nice.
They look at you.
On a nice Caesar salad, though, just a little hint of anchovy. Let's stick with pizza. No
Anything
likey.
that has a face, if it can stare back at you when you're eating it, you shouldn't. I mean, that's
No likey.
No, that's wrong. Pineapple is second. Anchovies, pineapple, and jalapeno peppers. Now, I love those.
I love jalapenos.
I love jalapeno.
Gotta be careful with them, though. But
You do. So pineapple's still in the mix, but down to number 2.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
Sometimes it tastes like number 2.
Yep. I mean, it could. All right. Cincinnati Public Schools, and I love this idea.
Speaking of the Super Bowl.
Yes. Their student staffers are given the day off after the Super Bowl. Isn't that nice of them? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're saying, hey, listen, they announced this on Monday, January 31st, that it had amended the calendar to make Monday, February 14th, a day off, so kids will be able to stay up late without worrying about having to get up for school, and staffers won't have to drag themselves into work after, I love this, a night spent either celebrating a win or drowning their sorrows after a loss to the LA Rams. So either way, the staffers are going to get hammered. They're all going to be blitzed and probably smoking weed, and the kids will...
Because everybody smokes weed.
Everybody smokes weed now.
Sure.
I mean, that's the thing.
Sure.
And the kids will be able to get to bed late, and hopefully that, I mean, I'm psyched that Cincinnati's there because it's great to see somebody new.
It's a third
a fresh
time.
face
Third
at the
time.
Super Bowl.
Third time.
Yeah, but not in the last 30 years.
1982 and 89, I think, are the 2
Yeah,
times
I mean,
they've
it's been a long time.
Right.
It's
Whereas the Rams were just in it 3 Super Bowls ago, and we beat them.
And we
right?
beat them.
Yeah.
So,
19-3. What a boring game.
That was really boring, and we could thank Gronk for that win. But I'm just saying that I really think that the Rams are going to win this. It'll be a Cinderella story. I mean, squared.
Cinderella boy.
Yeah, if the Bengals can pull this one off. And finally, I have more football news for you. The NFL has a diversity problem.
According to one outgoing coach.
While roughly 75% of the NFL players are black, only one of the NFL's 32 head coaches is black. Enter Brian Flores, who was canned by the Dolphins.
Big haircut.
After 3 winning seasons. And then, wow, he says Bill Belichick accidentally informed him that the Giants were selecting Brian Daboll as their new coach. And there's a you should know this by now. There's a class action lawsuit, and other coaches and other teams are coming into the fray. And here's the thing about all of this. I think that it's a tall order to say. And the thing is, I've been thinking about this too. It happens in life, folks. They already know who they're going to pick, but they have to cover their asses.
Oh, yeah.
And so they bring in, and it doesn't matter if you're white, black, female, male, Hispanic, Jewish, Christian, it doesn't gay, it doesn't matter. I mean, they have somebody in mind, but they've got to bring in the conga line of folks to cover their behind, and then they make the announcement. Except Bill Belichick screwed it up because
he messed it up.
Basically let them know.
He confused one
you don't
Brian.
have a
He
shot.
confused one Brian with another.
I mean, big businesses, the radio industry,
the
they
communications. How many times that happened to you and
They
me?
lead you on all the time.
They know what they're going to hire.
Here's another one. They bring in. Let's say they would bring in me, and just so if somebody that they wanted was on the fence, not at the time, maybe I'm just saying, if you're mildly valuable, I am not so much anymore, but they bring you in to try to push the other people. Yeah, I really want that job because even though she might be insane, people listen to her for whatever reason, and I don't want that. So yeah, I'm in. After my interview, that person's in. So they just play games all the time, but proving that it was because of his skin color is going to be super difficult.
Very, very difficult.
I think super difficult.
Very difficult.
I mean, he may never coach in the NFL ever again.
I couldn't disagree with you more. That's his insurance policy, that he will always have a job as a head coach in the National Football
actually,
League.
he's playing games too then.
Bingo.
Oh, what?
Bingo.
Okay.
So-
Well, hey, I mean, there should be more black coaches.
I'm
totally
not
agree with
arguing with that. You asked me. You made a statement that I disagree with. That's his insurance policy that he's always gonna land on his feet.
But one last thing about this, isn't it interesting that the NFL, who allows its players to have end racism, get rid of the hate, they have all these social justice ads,
Right.
they've supported Black Lives Matter. The black coaches in the system are saying, this is a racist system. This is systemic racism up and down all throughout this organization who's on their soapbox regularly
So
telling
they're
us,
hypocrites.
support Colin Kaepernick, do this, do that, do this, do that, end racism. And you guys are gaslighting us. The NFL straight up has been gaslighting us for how long?
Well, Goodell.
According to Brian Flores.
Goodell's a hypocrite.
Oh, yeah.
So how many years was it called the Washington football team? Because they said,
I love that
can't
name.
we can't call them the Redskins anymore. So it took them 3 years or 2 years to
2 years.
come up with this name.
The Commandos.
The Commanders.
They're going Commando.
No, not Commando. Commanders.
Oh, really?
It's not about.
I'm like, that boy's swinging.
It's not about flying, with just a thin layer of what was it? What did Kramer say? I'm out there, Jerry. Just a thin layer of gabardine.
Yeah.
No, it's not Commandos. It's the Commanders. The Washington Commanders. Now, home and visitors. Now they're going to be playing. The Rams are going to be playing in their home stadium, right? In LA.
Yes.
But are they the home?
far.
Are they the home team? I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know.
Wouldn't they be?
No, I don't know. I don't know if
Oh.
it goes back and forth, AFC to
I don't
NFC.
know.
But anyway, here's the reason. Ever wonder why
How did we get to the Rams and what happened to the Commandos?
the Commanders? That's what
that's
they.
it? That's just the announcement.
18-month search, and that's the best they can come up with.
That's
The
pretty
Washington Commanders.
I like the Washington football team with the throwback W's. I like that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that. It reminded me of the Senators.
Did you see who the Bruins played the other night? The expansion team in the National Hockey
I
League.
told my mom, but I couldn't remember
The Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, the Kraken. That's right.
Kraken.
Yeah.
The Seattle Kraken.
Remember the Kraken?
It's a mythological. I think it's a Nordic creature, a mythological creature. But it's a great. I saw their uniforms.
Bring out the Kraken.
Excellent uniforms.
Oh, really?
Crappy team because they're an expansion team. But so anyway, the reason long ago
Clash
why
of the Titans, by the way.
the color, yes, the color of uniforms in baseball. Remember where the home team would wear the colored, the colorful uniforms,
Yeah.
while they wear the white ones with the bright colors, while the visiting team wore their road grays. They used to call them,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You know why? Because originally, when the early years of telecasting baseball games, everything was in black and white and grainy, and you couldn't tell the two different teams, and it was very, very confusing.
Even with the big
Same thing with the
S
football.
for Seattle and,
Well, if you ever go back and
B for Brooklyn.
if you ever go back before we close out, I was channel surfing.
The letters might have been an indication who was who.
That's true, but the tight shots. I mean, it was it wasn't sophisticated back then.
Yeah.
But the Major League Baseball Network,
Yeah.
if you have that, they're searching frantically for anything to put on because potential lockout going on. And baseball's what a mess.
Yeah.
But the other day they had it was yesterday. They had the 1965 World Series.
No
1965
way.
between
Wow.
the Minnesota Twins and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh,
It was
that's cool.
really neat.
That's
No
really
instant
cool.
replay yet. It was black and white. It was really, really cool with
Yeah.
very unsophisticated graphics, but it was fun to watch. And the Dodgers won again.
Okay.
Did I spoil it? I'm sorry.
Hey,
1965.
all the better.
So while I quote, strap on the instrument.
Well, you strap it on.
So you can find something to.
Yeah, I did. I have something.
You do?
And
What have you got?
Well, it's the last. Here we go. Boom. Now that's being prepared.
Oh, we're talking about Valentine's candy.
Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day,
fool.
fool. Yeah, pity the fool.
Yeah.
That's true. Mr. T really does. You guys should Google that. Just Google Mr. T wishes Happy Valentine's Day. Because
No.
he goes, times.
Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day.
Fool.
Sweethearts. Remember those little candy? Sweetheart Conversation Hearts are a product of the Spangler Candy Company and are likely the first thing that springs to mind when you think about Valentine's Day. Not really. But this year, Spangler has announced the 2022 theme for its Sweetheart slogan will be words of encouragement that emphasize friendship instead of flirtation.
So the woke.
They go woke.
We're
at
gone
Sweetheart
woke.
Candy. Okay, so what you're going to see on the Sweetheart Candy is not be mine, I love you, you're so pretty, whatever. You're going to see way to go, crush it, high five,
Lame.
hug me. Oh, that's kind of tender. And then cutie pie. Yeah, the flavor lineup hasn't changed. We've got wintergreen.
There is
orange.
none.
Yeah, no, well, they all taste the same. It's like Honeydew Donuts.
Right.
Honeydew Donuts, everything tastes the same, whether it's a coffee, a biscuit, or a bagel, or a muffin. They got orange, lemon, lime, blueberry, banana, grape, and cherry.
If you want to get in touch with Jen, it's Jen Brian at rocketmail.com. Follow us on our weekly column. It's fresh. It's
Hot.
hotter than a lid of a potbelly stove.
If you want to get in touch with Ron,
Jen Brian at rocketmail.com. And we are in rinewstoday.com every Wednesday.
yeah, we have something
that's
to
our
say,
column.
and we say it there.
And coming up on February the 19th, we start our our Saturday show on WADK 1540, but
So
also
exciting.
online. Don't forget that, 1540wadk.com. And that starts on Saturday, February the 19th, 1 until 3 p.m. And you can call in. Be there. Aloha.
Aloha.
You'll find a smile will go a long, long way.